Yeah, that's critical. One of the biggest mistakes you can make. Well, I wouldn't know if I should call it a mistake or something you should be more careful doing. One of the most critical decisions you make in life is procreating with people, having kids. You dig what I'm saying? Having kids, procreating. It's a very serious thing, right? Very, very serious. And the reason I'm making this video is to save some people, or at least give them the information that I didn't have coming up as a young man, right? It's very serious that you be very careful who you procreate with, who you have your kids with, or child or children with. It's very important. You understand? Yeah, there are people right now doing time because they had their kids with a person who don't have the same philosophy as they have. But they probably were young, just like most people, and just doing stuff, right? Until you procreate and you have a kid, and you think, okay, that's it. That's not it. Because the way your child rearing skills of however you grew up and how you want to raise your children to be, it's not in line with that other person. You get what I'm saying? And those kids could grow up and thinking, because usually there's shared custody between parents when they do separate through a divorce, separation, whatever. Shared custody, sometimes one person has more custody than the other, and a bunch of mess, right? But the parent that has those children will tend to be more influential over those kids, right? Because they're kids. They don't know on the back end what happened, how things get to become the way it became, and the things that led to those parents being separated or whatever it is. You dig what I'm saying? So you could watch your kids grow up to be something that's completely out of your philosophy, right? Completely out of your philosophy or way of life. Okay, they're just cultured into a certain type of way, which will be mostly impacted or mostly enforced by the custodial parent. You understand? So it's a very important thing that you choose. I would choose, if I had the knowledge I had today, I would choose who I have kids with. Choose, like a deliberate choice, not just messing around, just and then kids come and then, okay, philosophies or things aren't in line. So you're separated. So your influence over your own children is gone. And with the removal of that influence, it could cost you some money. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of times those kids need guidance, and from a man's perspective, you have certain guidance and discipline that you want to teach your children. They don't learn these things. And they'll just drag them up. They'll just grow up and be dragged up. You understand? And most times the mom's got the custody of the kids because the dad has to be out there working to take care of those kids. Okay? Supporting those kids so they don't end up in jail. People don't have driver's license right now because they don't pay child support money and all this other stuff. Right? So they have to be out there working. So when the dad is away working, in the kid's head, daddy is gone. And I'm speaking from experience. In that child's brain, daddy is gone. The kid don't think, they don't care about you trying to make money so you could save your driver's license. They don't care about it. They just know you're not around, you don't have time for them, and all they see is mom. From a man's perspective, that's what it will happen. You understand? And yes, you'll try to spend time with them or whatever the case is, but at the end of the day, the mother will have more influence over them. And if it's not a reasonable mom, they could influence those kids, right? Influence those children and make them believe that you're a no good dad and you just took off and left them, which is completely not the case. Most of the times those dads, the ones with the brain, are out there trying to make a way, find stuff, do better things, right? So they could provide for those same kids. So this is a topic that I wanted to speak on because I know a lot of people are dealing with it. I speak of some experience also. From experience, I'm speaking from experience about this issue. If you can do better, if you can do better, and most people can, for those who haven't had children yet, think about who you're gonna have kids with. I mean, really put some thought into it. Who you're gonna have your kids with. You understand? Because if I saw a video like this before I started having children, I would look at so many different things before I start having kids. But I didn't see a video like this, so that's why I'm making one to help those out there who haven't gotten to that point yet and decide that, okay, you want kids. It's not a matter of just, hey, let me go have kids with this person. They could make your life hell, man or woman. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it's male or female, that person you decide to have your children with could make your life a living nightmare. You understand? Like I said, I know people right now that's locked up doing time because of who they had kids with and how it played out. Get what I'm saying? So, be more selective. Sometimes things happen, I got it. You know, sometimes things do happen and that the child is here. The priority is the child. So what some people will do is, and I speak from experience with this, they'll put their personal needs and how they feel, I'm talking both parents now, how they feel about stuff, instead of focusing on the immediate needs of the children and what the children need, what the kids need. Because in their head, they think it's about them because they haven't healed from the past of the relationship not working out. Some parents will do that, and I'm speaking from experience. You get what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I decided to make this video, because people like to hold on to these intricate areas of life and they don't speak. You know, you got to put it out there. If you know you have the experience about these things, put it out there so somebody else could hear, right? And they could save time, money, headache, possibly jail time by making a more reasonable decision, choosing the person that you do procreate and have children with. You understand? Because you could watch your kids just grow up and become something that has nothing to do with your way of life, your philosophy, not even 5%, right? Knowing that if had those kids been around you, they would have been more groomed in certain areas, right? They could have been more groomed in certain areas, but a lot of parents will play the system and deliberately move those kids away from you or destroy the relationship so you don't have an influence over those children because they don't like you. They don't like your way of life. They don't like your philosophy. Maybe you're too strict. Maybe you're too disciplined, so they don't like you, that other person you created with. And because they don't like you, they'll do everything as far as the system allows to push you and your influence away from those kids and just have you as a paycheck. You understand? It's happening right now across the world. So my message to any person, man, woman, who haven't produced children and you're thinking about it, take a very deep look, and I really mean deep, at the person you want to have kids with, or children, or a child. Take a deep look at them. You get what I'm saying? And you can never predict how things are going to work out. I got it. But the more you know, the better it will be for you. You understand? Knowing more is always better. So the more you know, it's going to be better for you and allow you to actually make a better decision as to who you have your children with. This is a very sensitive topic that I do know. Why? Because I know a lot of people deal with it. I've dealt with some of that stuff myself. You understand what I'm saying? And you have to keep great communication with your kids so they can understand completely what's going on, how things played out, why did it play out this way, and that type of stuff. Because kids, they know they have two parents, they're gonna need your support. Not just financially, emotionally, this, that, whatever, all this other type stuff. You understand what I'm saying? You're gonna need your support. And other parents could even sabotage that type of support when you try to provide it sometimes. Because they want to make it so the kids have no idea that you're thinking about them, that you're trying to make things better for them, that you're doing all this. So they'll push those influences away because they don't like you, the other parents. It's a selfish thing they do, which is really just supporting them, how they see stuff, and the dislike they have for you. So they push you away, push the kids away from you. You understand? But guess what? Those kids are gonna grow up. They will grow up, and they're gonna see the truth. And a lot of times, these same type of kids, they grow up to not like the other parents who was pushing them away. You understand? So if you know you're one of those parents out there that's giving the other party a hard time because you have custody, my advice to you is stop. Don't do it. It's not gonna pay off in the long run. Everything will come to a halt. Those kids are gonna grow up. It's gonna get old, meaningless, and the kids will see the truth at the end of the day. Keep a good communication with your kids. Great communication. You understand? And support them as needed. Remember, if you haven't had kids yet, take a very deep, and I mean deep, look at these folks that you plan to or thinking about getting a child with, right? Maybe you're a family type person who will believe and have the philosophy of building a family and raising your child. Not everyone has that philosophy. It's very important that you know that. Some people just want those kids, snatch them away from you. You over there, I'm over here. All you gotta do is send me a paycheck. I'm okay with it. That's how some parents are, because they look at it. It's a selfish thing. They look at it, well, if I'm getting this money for the kids, I'm getting this from the government, I'm getting this from this guy, getting that from this girl, they prefer to do that versus a household that's structured with both parents. I didn't make these things up. It's happening right now. Some custodial parents prefer to live that way. You understand? They don't care to live together as a family unit. Matter of fact, some of them don't believe in family. A lot of these people do not believe in a family unit. They love the single parent household because there's more fringe benefits. They think about getting different checks, multiple check, versus you, for example, a working dad, you'll just come in with one check, take care of the house, her and the kids, right? A lot of these parents, they're not looking at it. They'll be like, okay, I can still get his check. I can get a check from the government. I can get a check from this guy over here. I can get a check from that guy over here. And I'm talking from a man's perspective. You understand? This is the deal. They value those fringe benefits and those different checks from random people, whosoever they could get it from, over a family unit that's structured, that mentors and grooms the kids better. Yeah, this is true. I know people who do this type of stuff. That's why I can speak about it. I have experience in this area, so it allows me to speak with precision because I know exactly what I'm talking about. These are pure facts. You understand? How can you prefer? Well, I can't say how can you, but wouldn't it be better if you have a structured household, right? With both parents in there. The kids will get more because they're getting from both ends, versus a single parent household that you chose for no reason other than just what you want to do. It's one thing when you cannot deal with the other parents because they're violent, substance abuse, this, that, whatever, in and out of jobs, don't care. But sometimes there's really no excuse. Sometimes you just want to do what you want to do, selfishly. And don't realize that there's a greater thing at stake here, which is called the future of the kids. Just having in and out of relationships with different people, confusing the kids. They grew up thinking this shit is okay, and that's the norm. I saw her do it, so that's what I'm gonna do, and continue this cycle. It's taken away from the nuclear family. You understand what I'm saying? But hey, maybe some people are okay with that. And then you wonder why this young generation is the way they are. Those are some of the things that cause it. You get what I'm saying? The selfish need of a parent who resents the other parent for no solid reason other than fringe benefits, little money here, a little money there. They prefer that over the influence and structure of both parents in the house raising those kids so they could feed off both of your brains. And I understand a lot of single parents do well. Some people aren't single parents by choice. They just got pushed into that situation. But if it was up to them, they would have both parents present. I know these things do happen, and I'm not talking those people. I'm talking the people who deliberately push out, flush out, push the other party out of the relationship so they could do what they want to do. Selfishly, and have no concern, care, or regards about how the kids will grow up, how they'll feel, what things they will miss from the other parent when they grow up and become an adult. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the people I'm talking about. You deliberately remove the other party without no solid reason, away from the family unit, playing this super person on your own. The kids are gonna grow up, they're gonna be teens, they're gonna start acting out. Now you start to call the other party. Hey, this one is giving problems. What do you think he's gonna do? He already married, moved on, got a new wife, 2 new kids, all this other shit. What do you think is supposed to be? Drop, okay, new wife and 2 kids over here. Hold on a second, let me go mentor and coach these other kids that I have 10 years ago. Not a lot of guys are gonna do that. I'm telling you that. Some guys will be on the phone, yeah, bye. It's already past. Water too high under the bridge. You understand? The attention is when it shares, it becomes too thin. So it's become meaningless. Attention over here on this family, turning back to look around at the old family that completely pushed them away. You understand? For no apparent reason. A good example of this is the Tyrese and Samantha case. Right? Tyrese Gibson and Samantha Lee, his ex-wife. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So you could use that case as an example. Up to this day, she cannot say why she left the relationship and there were people in her ears. That's what she said. You understand what I'm saying? These are the type of parents I'm talking about. Knowing that there's a child in that relationship, she has no care of how that child grew up, going back and forth between houses, versus having that structured home to begin with. You dumped all of that and then chose a life of back and forth, pick up and drop off with kids. Why would you do that? And then when asked, why do you do all this stuff? Oh, there were people in my ears. Those are the people I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? They're very selfish and they don't think about the children. They don't think about the youth. They only think about their own needs and personal satisfaction. I'm speaking from a lot of experience here, and that Samantha Lee, Tyrese Gibson is an example because they're public Tyrese is a public guy, so everyone knows him. So you could reference what I'm saying to that scenario. Same thing. Just based on your own needs and how you feel. I want out of this. Why did you leave? Abusive? No. Alcoholic? No. Why did you leave? Well, there was just people in my ear. So I'm saying, take a deep look at who you have kids with. It's very important. It would save you a world of hurt and years of headache. Okay? Big Muscle, next video. Peace.